Hi there, I'm going to show you how to get balance sheet and income statement for a given company. So I am here at Westchester University's library's webpage, and I'm going to click on databases, and the database we are going to use is Mergent Online. So I'm going to click on M and scroll down to get Mergent Online. Here is what we are going to use to get our balance sheet and income statement. So I'm going to use Nike as an example. You can either write the ticker number or the company number. Click on the company here, and then you are going to go to company financials. And by default, you are going to see annual balance sheet for 5-year period. We need only 3 years of information, so I changed it to 3 years, and I need annual information for the balance sheet, so I didn't touch these two. So click on refresh, and you are going to get your data here for 2016, 15, and 14. So I'm going to download this data to an Excel. So this is what we need. I'm going to enable editing, so since I'm going to change a couple of things. So I am going to create the common size balance sheet for the column that are given here. So we have one empty column between years, and if you don't have this, you have to insert a column here so that you can have the common size balance sheet. And common size balance sheet is based on the total assets. So we are going to get the ratio of every number that you see for each item here with the total assets. So total assets are written in cell B33, and I'm going to use B33 for each one of these items here, and I'm going to copy and paste the formula, and I need to make sure that I always scale these numbers by B13. So I'm going to use $B, $, and cell number 33. So click enter. So if you copy paste the formula for the remaining items, you are going to see for each one of them it is divided by the total assets here. Now I'm going to copy and paste for all of these, and you don't have any value here since deferred income and taxes is 0, so I'm going to change this to 0. And you have 1 here as expected total assets divided by total assets, or scaled by total assets. We have 1 here. So I'm going to do the same thing for the to get the common size balance sheet for 2015. And I cannot copy and paste the formula here, and if I copy and paste the formula, you are going to see that we are still using B13. So this is the total assets for 2016. You have to change it to D. So you divide all the numbers here by the total assets given in 2015. So I'm going to copy and paste this formula here, and again for total assets you're supposed to see 1, right? Now I'm going to do the same for 2014, and I'm going to change this cell to E33. I'm sorry, F33, and copy and paste this for all of the remaining ones. Change this no value to 0, and check your work for the total assets to make sure that we have the correct scaling here. We have 1. Now I am going to do a little bit formatting here. So these are all dollar values, right? So I'm going to select them, right click, format cells. So these are all currencies in United States dollar, and I'm going to decrease the number of decimals to 0. And I'm going to copy and paste this formatting for all of the remaining years. I'm going to click on this function here, and it is a format painter, and I'm going to highlight, not this one, so let's change it. I'm going to highlight these dollar values here. Let's do it one more time. Okay, and I am going to do the same for the 2014. Click on Format Painter, and I have this. I forgot to scroll down until the last column here, so let's change it to. Now for the common size balance sheet, this is 14.66% of the sales, right? So you have cash amount or cash and equivalents amount, which is equal to 14.66% of the total assets. So this is in percentage, so I'm going to change the formatting of this one as well. Right click and format cells. This is percentage, and I'll keep this way, and let's make it right aligned, and I am going to copy and paste this formatting for the remaining ones using Format Painter. So we have everything nice and ready here. And before I copy and paste this to a Word file, I'm just going to insert one cell here and another row here, and this is for 2016, so I'm going to merge these two cells so that I can write the date. Again, remember, this is the regular balance sheet numbers. These are the common size balance sheet items, right? So I'm going to merge these two and copy paste the date here, and I'm going to merge these two again and copy paste the date here. And for all of these cells, after merging them, I am going to write balance sheet for Nike. So after I created this, I am going to select all of these information and copy it, and then I will paste it on the Word file. So if you right click, you are going to see the paste options. I'm going to choose the first one here, and then I'm going to change a couple of things here. Since we cannot see the all data here, I'm going to just play with it. Click on the anywhere within the table, and then decrease the length of the column for the first one so that you can see everything in your one page here. And after you do this, again, we are still within the table. I'm going to go to design, so you have to be within the table here to see the design tab. Click on the design, and I'm going to choose one of these. So depending on your taste, you can choose any one of these. I would prefer this one, so it highlights, or this one here, so it highlights every row, and it is easier to follow the balance sheet here. So you can play with this one a little bit. You can increase the length of the columns. So when you create this, everything should be read very easily, and everything must be visible. And after you have this, you can add a footnote. So I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to go to References, and I'm going to insert a footnote here. And for the footnote, you should be able to give the information. Let's go back to the Excel sheet here. The information here. So it is written in United States dollar, and this is a consolidated balance sheet, and it is scaled by thousands. So it would be great if you can just write this information in your footnote here. So you're going to write this is consolidated balance sheet for Nike, and you are going to write that information, summarize the information that you see here, that you see in this Excel sheet here in your footnote here. Okay. Again, to get the footnote, I went to the end of the Nike here, and then I went to references and I inserted a footnote. So after we do this, let's look at the income statement. Very similar. I am going to go back to the Mergent here, and I'm going to change the financial statement to income statement and refresh. You get the income statement here, and I am going to download the information again. Now it will give you a new Excel file. Let's save this one first. Documents. I will just save it in the desktop, and let me create a new file here. Project. Under the project, I have Nike balance sheet. Okay. Now let's see whether we have the income statement here, and I'm going to enable editing again. And for the income statement, you're going to follow the same steps, but now income statement is scaled by revenues or sales. So you have revenues here. So this will be divided by $B $12. And if you want to check your work, this should be always equal to 1. So I'm going to copy and paste this formula, and everything in your income statement, so you need to get rid of these no values here. Everything in this income statement are written with are written here scaled by the revenue. So this number here means 53.75%. So 53.75%, the cost amount, the cost of sales is basically equal to 53.75%. So again, you'll do all the formatting here and copy and paste it to your Word file. Again, don't forget to put this information, whether it is written in thousands and whether it is which currency it was used in the footnote for the income statement as well.